Well, the Trump administration's increased 50% tariff on steel and aluminum imports went into effect Wednesday. U.S. steel firms have praised the action while various foreign trade partners have condemned it. Now, ahead of the increase, the European Union warned that upping steel tariffs, quote, undermines ongoing efforts to reach a negotiated solution with the U.S. And Canada, the largest foreign supplier of steel and aluminum to the U.S., has called the increased tariffs, quote, illegal and unjustified. Lots of ground to cover here. CBS News MoneyWatch correspondent Kelly O'Grady joins us now. So let's backtrack for a second, Kelly. What got us to this 50% tariff on steel and aluminum?
Well, I can tell you it's been a long and winding road, and it's probably not done. So I think we've got a graphic that we can pull up that kind of shares the timeline with you. So go back to February 10th. That is when Trump signed the executive order saying that we're going to put a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum. March 12th, that actually went into effect, meaning that import tax is charged when we're importing foreign steel and aluminum into the country. The EU didn't like that, just as they don't like this 50%, as you just mentioned that. There was a lot of talk of retaliation. Then fast forward to April 10th, and the EU paused those retaliatory tariffs. They said, OK, we're going to hold for 90 days. We're going to try and negotiate something. Remember that Britain-UK deal, or sorry, the US-UK deal? The steel was a part of it. They said, we're going to try and work things out. And that is why we only see a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum coming from Britain. They did not increase to 50%. I'm not done yet. Hold on with me, Tom. And then we fast forward to May 30th. This is when we announced the 50% tariff. And of course, today that goes into effect. And I think the moral of the story here is there have been so many twists and turns. I don't think anyone thinks that this is the last in this story about steel and aluminum.
Yeah, what a journey. Well, when I think of steel, I think of construction. When I think of aluminum, I think of canned goods. But walk us through some of the products that are impacted by this.
So a big one is going to be automobiles, cars. Another one would be housing, because yes, lumber, but also think of the framing, right? The steel that goes into that structure. We also have canned goods as well as, beer cans. They're made from aluminum, soda cans, and then a lot of baby products and flatware. The other thing is the manufacturing industry. Steel and aluminum, this is a key raw material for them. And you're going to see some of that cost get trickled down to you and me, the consumer. Obviously,
that timeline that you took us on has done a number on the stock market, ups and downs. So how are markets reacting to this?
Today, there wasn't much reaction. It was pretty much flat. And that mainly is because we have seen so much up and down over these past few months. And we have seen so many changes that investors at this point say this is par for the course. We knew this was coming a few days ago. And we aren't going to make a huge movement in terms of pouring in or getting out until there's a big data surprise, a trade deal, or maybe this China and this U.S. sort of back and forth really ratchets back up again.
So I know you've been very busy, but before we let you go, I want to get you on another topic. So shifting gears, a new report from payroll firm ADP shows that private sector hiring rose by the lowest amount in 2 years in May. What was driving that, and how did the White House react?
A little bit of uncertainty. We aren't seeing mass layoffs, but we are seeing people pause or businesses pause because of these tariffs. Now, we only added 37,000. We were expecting 110,000. We lost jobs in manufacturing and in the small business space. That was a problem. How the White House is reacting, they're saying, hey, Powell, you're too late. You got to cut interest rates. We're seeing the job market weaken. We're seeing inflation come down. Where is my interest rate cut? I will tell you, Fed Chair Powell is going to wait and see what the Friday jobs report is going to look like, because this ADP one doesn't always comport with that, and they like to look at the BLS data.
Yeah, we'll be keeping a close eye on Friday. Kelly O'Grady, no one breaks it down quite like you. Thank you for your time.